This is every Easter egg, hidden detail, and full breakdown of the final trailer for the first steps, and all I gotta say is this should be something to me! Because they gave us a whole bunch of new looks, but they didn't show too much. They just gave us the tip of Galactus. We got better looks at everyone's powers, including Reed stretching. And here's the thing, with a beard? Nah, man, this final trailer was really it was really fantastic.
Say that.
And either way, me and you know what we gotta do. We gotta talk about it. And man, you know what? Doom! You looking for this? Because first and foremost, I need everyone to acknowledge this new poster we got because and here, let me move my big ass head out of the way in case you want to crop it for yourself. But I feel like there's a lot of superlatives that we can use for this poster, like incredible, amazing, spectacular, uncanny, immortal. Some might even say it's fire. Gotcha. But let's move on to the Easter eggs, hidden details, and full breakdown. Here's the thing. He's perfect. Perfect down to every little detail. I love the motion capture work. I love the design, the big ass unibrow. And he really got that shit on. Trust me, you do not want to go fit for fit with Ben Grimm the Thing. But the trailer opens up with the Fantastic Four being introduced on the Ted Gilbert show until they all got to check the Audemars on their wrist because that watch is saying, "What's up, danger?" As the watches on their wrist are actually some type of alert that tells them whenever some bad shit is going down. And we see them hauling ass straight from the Ted Gilbert show out to go save the world. I'm assuming this is probably the beginning of the movie. The reason I think they're still in the offices of the Ted Gilbert show is because it says production offices up top. But they look so tough. This is Squad Goes for real. As we get this fire shot of Reed using his stretchy powers to get on top of what I think is the Baxter building, because if you look at the ground here, it looks like a 4. And damn, it looks like he's about to crowd surf like Kevin Gates. He did a Spider-Man superhero landing. He just farming poses, but he really got that shit on though. All the other Reed Richards from the previous movies are looking at him like, damn, he really got that shit on. I wonder if he thinks we got that shit on. And then we go cut to Pedro's Reed with the thought bubble saying, man, they really ain't got that shit on. And I continue to say it time and time again, but Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm is perfect. Great casting. I still can't believe people don't think she's hot enough to be Sue Storm, like that's a requirement. I mean, don't get me wrong, Sue Storm is definitely a beautiful woman with fantastic assets, but I'm glad it seems like most people are on the Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm hype train because choo choo, I'm on that train. And my brother is taking everything in my body not to say mama, mama. Restraint, fellas. Hashtag growth. But in all seriousness, I do love the way her powers look in this. It looks very rainbow-esque, looks like a rainbow bridge. I mean, in Avatar terms, she's a light bender. And at least in my opinion, it helps her stand out from all the previous iterations we've seen in live action. Showcasing their powers, so of course we go to the hothead himself, Johnny Storm, saying, "Flame on!" And I just gotta say, it's perfect, beautiful, electric, fire. And I don't care what y'all say, man. I think Joseph Quinn is gonna be a great Johnny. He might be the best one in live action. I said it, I don't care. Because this right here is the most Johnny Storm thing to do. Flying past an ad of himself with his ass out in Fantastic Four shorts going like, oops. You're gonna be farming compliments the entire movie. And like the visual effects of his flames look so tough. And I love how the lines on his suit resembles Jack Kirby's design of the Human Torch from the comic. And it looks like he's doing a salute. You know, if it's called a mile high salute in Denver, I think we can call this a fire high salute. And this right here means something to me, man. He did the fucking thing, man. He made a 4 in the sky out of the flame trails of his fucking flames. It's over. It's Vince Carter at the dunk contest over. Yet again, we got Ben Grimm fit farming. You don't want to go fit for fit. Visual effects, the motion capture work here is beautiful. It's perfect. But I love how the public is like, oh, we love you. Lift this car. But I feel like they still treat him as a monster. So he feels like one. That's why he dresses like a normal person. And I also think that's a very stylistic choice for them to keep his voice the same and not be like this grovelly, it's clobbering time type of voice. I think that was a creative decision so people will still understand that that's kind of his character arc. He's still Ben Grimm on the inside. He's not just this rock monster. And again, we got my boy flicked up at a bodega, looking like a New York hipster. He kind of dressed like me for real though. Hold on, I ain't from New York. And I love throughout this entire trailer, people are egging him on to try to say the thing. And I don't know how I feel about this random dude on the street being the first one to say, it's clobbering time. But I'm gonna take him any way I can get him. Again, why are the Fantastic Four just always flicked up? They look so tough whenever they look at the Audemars on their wrist. But what's up, danger? Turn around. As we get this damn angelic shot of the Silver Surfer dropping down to Earth. It's giving T-1000 vibes from Terminator 2. And that's when we get this illustrious back shot of the Fantastic Four looking upon the Silver Surfer arriving to Earth. And I just love when we get back shots from our favorite superheroes. These are some fantastic back shots. And also, if we hit that zoom in and enhance on the screen, it says Silver Creature appears. And I ain't never been happier. Jarvis, play Careless Whisper. Thank you. But back to the back shots, because we also got some front shots. Everyone acknowledge Ben Grimm's fit. Who is your tailor? I've said it 1,000 times and I'll say it again. She looks perfect. She looks fine. How else do you want a shiny silver person that rides on a surfboard to look? That's when we get this really dope shot of the Ta-2, which is Galactus' ship, approaching Earth, or the Fantastic Four's Earth. And I love this, but we have the Fantastic Four taking steps, and Fantastic Four first steps, which is kind of funny. They actually got the 4 logo on the bottom of their shoe, so when they leave a footprint, those are some Fantastic Four first steps. Do y'all think Michael Jordan exists in this universe? Because if he does, he might get give Reed a run for his money. But here we get a beautiful shot of what looks like the Fantastic Four willingly going to Galactus with the Silver Surfer ushering them there. And I'm assuming this is probably one of the entrances for the Tattoo. And like I said, if you hit the zoom and enhance, you can see the Silver Surfer floating up there on a surfboard. And I got a surfboard you could ride. But I'm loving how cosmic and adventurous this movie feels, because the Fantastic Four aren't just a family or a team, they're explorers. I love this shot of the Fantastic Four looking up like this is the guy you're talking about. This is Galactus right here. This is the dude you're talking about. As we get a nice little front shot, neck down of Galactus. And oh my goodness, I love how menacing and frightening and ominous this looks. I love how it looks like you could live on his body. He looks like the Death Star actually he looked like Unicron. Again, I love that they just gave us the tip. And then the Silver Surfer gives us our first Galactus name drop in the MCU.
I herald his beginning. I herald your end. I herald Galactus.
Chills. We got another back shot of Galactus' head looking down on the Fantastic Four, and I love the scope and perspective of this movie. Hit that zoom and enhance. Yeah, that's the Fantastic Four right there looking up at him like, this is the guy? Bro, they're probably looking up at that galactic stick like, what is that? What happened to the sun? But obviously it looks like shit doesn't go right because we got them escaping in their ship. I love how Herbie's probably the co-pilot, and Ben is the best pilot I know. Best looking, he means. We get this beautiful shot of the Fantastic Four ship exiting the Tattoo. Now I understand why Natasha Lyonne compared this to Interstellar. In terms of the whole space and galacticness of it all, top tier. I thought we would never see this in a Fantastic Four movie. Huge upgrade from being a cloud. My bad, I got shit on the screen. Inhale that aura. I'll inhale something else. Why am I like this? Obligatory Ben got that shit on mention. I really love this shot of Sue Storm holding Franklin in her arms as she's walking through a crowd of people. In the background, it looks like one of the signs says Earth Believer, Earth Believes. Either way, it looks like they know they're probably cooked. But what they don't know is if this little motherfucker sneezes, you're all cooked. Speaking of Franklin, man, every single new shot we get of him just like almost brings a tear to my eye because I'm gonna have my little son just like him by the time this movie comes out. And he's a real baby. Whose baby is this? I thought he was gonna be CGI for a second when I was looking at all the merch. But he's adorable. He's cute. If I was this baby when I grew up, I'd be like a guy who peaked in high school and just talk about this all my life. I was Franklin Richards. Herbie getting a fist bump is everything I need in my life. It just shows that humanoid experimental robot B-type integrated electronics. My bad. Herbie is a part of the family. It looks like fist bumping is a thing amongst the team, which is, you know, just like a thing amongst humans, Sammy. I don't know why you're making it a big deal. You're a fucking idiot. Look at your nose, dumbass. Anytime we got Ben saying, let me drive the boat, and we get the Fantastic car flying, I'ma glaze it. Because where are our flying cars? It's 2025. We're supposed to have them in like the early 2000s. Now, this is a really fantastic shot here of Paris on this different Earth and these devices that look like maybe they're shooting back at Galactus. Maybe they're making a portal for Galactus to go through. But I'm assuming it's some type of defense mechanism that Reed has made. And then we get what probably is my favorite moment from the entire trailer with Johnny holding on to Ben, who, by the way, has a beard. We got to get him a fresh fade and lineup for the war in 616. My bad, Earth 199999999. But I love how the whole time Johnny is over here like, say it! Say it! Ben, wake up! I don't like this, say it! And Ben just refuses to say it. Probably because in the last live-action Fantastic Four movie, this happened.
Hey, clobbering time.
But all I know is when he rips that shirt off and pounds on his chest and says, it's clobbering time, I'm gonna ascend to the heavens in the theater. Like, Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust. And then we get more shots of the four running through the city. I don't know if this is the end of the movie or the beginning of the movie, but either way, Reed looks like he's been through hell. And we got Johnny over here hitting the flame on with Sue's powers in the background, and Ben running like Tom Cruise, reminding everyone that he was a D1 football athlete. And then my brother in Christ, we got Galactus moving like Godzilla, kicking fucking retro-futuristic buses like they're toys. Like, look how big his foot is. You know what they say about big feet? Big galactic socks. And this shot of the Fantastic car chasing after Galactus running through the city, this reminds me of Roland Emmerich's Godzilla for some reason, like when they're in the taxi and they're running away from Godzilla in that movie. We're getting a kaiju movie in Fantastic. Like, bro, what are we talking about? Again, Ben got that shit on, but I really love this back shot because W friendship. And if there was any image I would use to show Vanessa Kirby Sue Storm, it would be this one because this just feels like something I would see in a panel. But also, she's bad as fuck. And the final couple shots we get is of Reed using his stretching powers again to climb on Galactus. I'm not gonna hold you, it doesn't look half bad. Like, I don't know how else you can make stretching powers look practical. I mean, it's gonna be uncanny, but this is probably the best you can make it look. If I had to guess, he has some type of device that is either gonna stop Galactus from shapeshifting or shrinking him or something. I don't know. And finally, we get this shot of Johnny using his powers. Oh my goodness, when he says flame on, it's gonna hit like crack in the 80s. All I know is when this movie ends with Franklin taking his first couple of steps and Ben saying, huh, those are some Fantastic Four first steps. And then Reed's gonna look over at him like, say that again. Cinema. But that's the entire breakdown, Easter eggs, and hidden details that I was able to find. Let me know if you found any, and let me know what you think about my thoughts, theories, opinions down in the comments below. And as always, like and follow for more because I need the more than I need